Here's a few movies to check out this week, currently on Netflix Instant. Comedy, Burying the Ex. A guy's trying to break up with his overprotective girlfriend, who dies in a freak accident and comes back from the dead. This is from director Joe Dante, director of Gremlins, The Burbs, Explorers, and so many great other movies. Now, this is not up to par with his other classics, but it does have a lot of that signature Joe Dante humor. It is kind of a zombie comedy, which is something that's being used a little too much today, but it's not your usual zombie comedy. At first, when she comes back, she's really just the continuation of the overly attached girlfriend. Horror, Let Us Pray. A police station in Scotland is overtaken by a guy who basically is the angel of death. It takes place over one evening, and this guy is brought in and locked up, and he knows all the evils that everyone in the prison has done. The prisoners, the cops, all of them have something that they've done that more or less intertwines with each other. I like this a lot because I wasn't really expecting a mystery. I was expecting a little bit more of a straightforward horror film. But as the film progresses and you find out what each of the different characters did, it makes it that much more immersive. There is some weird stuff that happens and a few head-scratching kind of moments. But overall, it's really engaging, especially towards the end where everything just kind of goes batshit insane. Action, The Saint. From way back in a time when Val Kilmer was a huge star. This was based off of the book and TV series The Saint that had a very James Bond secret agent flair to it. If I'm not mistaken, I think the foundation for James Bond was kind of loosely based off of The Saint. I'm not 100% positive on that. Anyway, Val Kilmer is Simon Templar, a thief who is constantly changing his identity and traveling all around the world, stealing shit. He's hired to steal the formula for cold fusion from this beautiful scientist played by Elizabeth Shue. And of course he falls in love with her and realizes that what he's doing is wrong, but gets double-crossed and triple-crossed and whatnot by the Russian mafia. The movie's a throwback to those 90s action films that were just a lot of fun. Their production values are really high, there's a lot of really nice shots of their locations, and just the whole thing is done very well. The action scenes are great, Val Kilmer does a terrific job as the main character, and while it is really corny, I wish it would have done better. I would have liked to have seen another one. Also, it's almost worth the price of admission just to hear Elizabeth Shue kind of stumbling through her lines as she's explaining cold fusion. Comedy animated? Team America, World Police. The reason I put the question for animated is because it is animated. It's puppets, though. It's just something that we don't see too much anymore, actually barely at all, which has kind of made it so different and funny. It's from Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. If you like South Park and Orgasmo, more than likely you've probably already seen this. It's about Team America World Police, essentially a counter-terrorist organization that polices the world. The story is pretty much secondary to all the just obscene, ridiculous stuff that's going on. Come to think of it, musical probably would have fit a little bit better, maybe comedy musical, because there's numerous songs throughout the film, and each one of them is hilarious. Even if you haven't seen the film, you probably heard America Fuck Yeah by now. Matt Damon. That's all I got for this week. I'll see you next time.